In my life, it was very important that my parents put the goals at the highest, that I should challenge Kasparov and be the world champion. My father had a very special idea and thought and the way he wanted to raise his kids. He believed that it will be the best if we were homeschooled, but much more focusing on daily basis on playing chess. I have two sisters. Susan, the oldest, she's 7 years older than I am, and I have another sister, Sophia. I was about 5 years old when I started to play chess. It was very clear that I'm talented, I play good. I started to play against adults from a very young age, practically from the very beginning.
Judith from Budapest was up against Israeli Grandmaster Yair Kreidman. Needing just a draw to win the whole tournament, she easily took the title.
I was the only girl player most of the time already in those competitions. It was difficult for me to get used to the fact that I'm playing there alone with all those guys. Kasparov was the world champion already in '88 when I met him. And he was watching my game. That's what I heard from other people were telling me. And it gave a lot of inspiration that I knew that already he looked what's going on.
When will there be a woman world champion?
Well, maybe she's sitting next to me.
I was training daily many hours and made a lot of efforts and everything in order that I get into the top elite between the male players. I played with Kasparov starting from '94 in many different occasions. And it was a very special psychological match with Kasparov for many, many years. I sit down at the table, I have all the respect to him. He's the world champion. And then somehow you don't have the self-confidence, the knowledge. He has this appearance that you should know already before the game that who wins the game, right?
These are the back blocks.
It was Russia against rest of the world. I was part of the rest of the world team. Somehow he chose the very bad opening, I think. It was the Berlin defense, and I took my chances. I played a solid game, and he made a few mistakes, and I took advantage of them. On Gary, you can see it very well. With his body language, his movements, he's shaking his head, holding his head. And of course, I saw it on the board, what's going on. When he resigned, it was very clear that it doesn't make any sense to play longer. He was very much annoyed that he didn't give a great fight. It was kind of a historical moment that I won finally a game against Garry Kasparov. It was very, very special.